got Dan the Man in the building. You know, we got Celsius here. We
Yes,
got
sir.
a room full of family and friends. Let's give it up for Daniel Seavey, please. Come on, dog.
Yeah.
The heart is super full for me because to watch you
Right.
grow and continue to push the envelope and to step even more firmly into your greatness. And I don't mean that like lightheartedly.
Thanks.
You are a full-on adult now.
Dude. Thanks, bro.
What about from your vantage point, for your perspective, dude? How full is the heart, dude?
It's full and big and juicy right now, man. It's oh my gosh, life is lifing. Life is lifing, and I really feel like this time around, I'm like trying to not take a second of it for granted. You know, I'm just like really counting my blessings. I know what the other side looks like now.
For sure.
We went to dinner around the time where I was like trying to just figure life out, and to be back here with you now and things being so much better, it's like a really cool full circle moment of being like, things are going really good.
Even then, you had it in you to persevere, and you had it in you to
I'm
really,
glad you said that, because honestly, at that time, and this might be helpful for others, like when we were talking, I did not think I had it in me.
Wow.
And I would only tell my brother and probably no one else. He's like my day-to-day manager. And Randy, my other manager. Like they were the only two that maybe knew where I was really at. And I was like, I think we need to like put the cap up now and call it a day. Like I just did not feel like I had it in me. And I feel like, I don't know, there's like this theme with artists that have like, you know, you watch the videos of the people playing stadiums and then a video of them 10 years ago and they're like, I am the chosen one and I will never deter from. Like, I fully was off the rails of thinking I had anything special going for me at that time. And I think I was just like really trying to fake it till I made it. And it has been so life-changing, validating to actually see just like things working out, people showing up at the shows now and whatnot. It's just like really kind of flipped my mind around. It's still like I'm still getting my mind wrapped around how just special that is. But your kind words that night when we had dinner, like you just don't know how much it meant for me, man. It was very helpful.
I'm here for that, and I've said it a couple times before we press record here. You're stuck with me, and I mean that only because since day one, since we go back to the days where it was hugs with the group on a stage when a book is out. But also what comes to my mind when I think about your drive and your dedication to wanting to find your way is those moments that I witnessed from. Almost like a fly in the wall when it would be backstage. But I would see how locked in and how dedicated you were to try to be your best. Not only for yourself, but for the team around you. Like, you really took those moments. So, did you notice that at the time?
Besos, man. Thank you so much. I don't think about it too much. Like, I definitely know I work hard, but I genuinely, like, it's so cheesy, but I love music, dude. I really, really care about this stuff.
Dude.
I'm not a nonchalant king. Like, I like caring and I like being passionate about it. And I think I just always have been. And even now, like, I had zero expectations for what my music would do, even going into the solo thing. I just was like, if I can keep making music, I can be a happy guy. Like, that's all I want to do. And so it's definitely been like such a crazy gift that it is doing well and things are, picking up and whatnot. That's been like so cool. But I just love doing
what have you learned not only from yourself, and if you take those moments to reflect, and be introspective, but also from the folks who you surround yourself with. I mean, I think the world knows that.
Oh my gosh,
bro, you took the time to hit the road and be with Benson for a bit, and just all the other amazing artists that we bumped into each other running around at Coachella while you were checking out Tate McRae, and I know that it's like it's a sponge, bro. So what are you learning not only from yourself but from others that you can now call your friends?
I gotta say, touring with Benson definitely turned my life around. I think I was so deep in the weeds of I was 6 years deep in this industry and I had seen all the wrong sides of it. And I felt just so burnt out. And I don't even think I realized how much of a exhausted, angry disposition I kind of had on the whole thing. And then I went out with him and he was just so new and fresh and young, and everything was new to him and exciting, and the way he approached his day was just so childishly fun, and it just reminded me what we're doing, and I was like, we are making music for a living, and I think the only way it really works too is when you can kind of back up and like, it's kind of like he cares so much that he also like doesn't care at all, if that even makes sense. And like that's kind of the balance I like feel like the best artists find. And super inspiring, such a nice dude, my bro for life. And it's even cool to see like with all the success and stuff that's happening with him right now, has not changed a bit. No. I was in like Utah the other day and I reached out and I was like, you know, are you here? I'd love for you to come to the show. And he was like, oh, dude, I'm actually in Brazil playing a festival. And I was like, oh, no, figure. Yeah, for sure. And he's like, but if you want to use my house and my car, I have food in the fridge. You could cook up my chicken in there.
Bro.
What?
Yo, it's giving.
What?
You know what it's giving
like,
in this moment?
That's not normal.
It's
not
giving
normal.
Martin Garrix 3 a.m. steak time.
Oh, wait. Have you had that? I've had that same experience.
I have not had the same experience.
Wait, did we tell that? How do you know that story? Wait, I'm trying.
Shout out the time.
Dude, that was one of the craziest. I thought I made that up for a sec. That was crazy. Dude, we were. Wait, now I have to tell it. Like, dude. I've been wanting to tell it, and I never had reason. Now you gave me reason, bro. Now I can flex.
Well, so let's flex on it a little bit. But the reason why people do that and operate that way around you is because of you as well.
Oh, thank you.
Because the energy that you put out there.
Thank you.
Now we need to tell the world about the fact that these highly crafted steaks.
Dude, this is crazy, dude. We were in Amsterdam on the run with Benson, and Martin Garrix came to the show. I guess him and Benson knew each other pretty well, and so we were all hanging out playing like ping pong together and whatnot. And after the show, he was like, you guys got to come to my house. This dude's house, I've never seen a house. Dude, you go up an elevator, you walk out, and there's this whole hallway made of like LED laser beams for like 100 feet. And you're like, it feels like you're walking into like a show or something. Yeah. Like it was the craziest entrance to a house ever. Whole house was like the most high tech futury thing I've like ever seen. Like his like hot tub was like automated and like moved and like all this crazy stuff. And we're like hanging out, and he like, we were like playing pool and all this stuff. And then he was like, are you guys hungry? And we were like, yeah, sure. It's like 4 a.m. now. We were like, I guess. And he pulls out these like massive steaks from his fridge and just like slaps them on a grill and starts cooking a steak. I was like, bro, you're not real. Like, if I was a girl, I would. Well, I'm in love with you. Just all right. Like, I'm just in love with you, bro. Like, what do you mean? Like,
wow.
His Riz levels were like 1,000, dude. It was crazy. And literally, like, he didn't put anything on the steak, like no butter, anything. And it was like the most flavorful steak I've ever had in my life. And he was like, I was like, where'd you get this steak? And he was like, it's imported from like some crazy. I was like, why are you making us these? He was like, I'll get more. Okay, like, dude, crazy.
Those moments happen. Yeah. Again, I wanna reiterate the fact that those moments happen when the friendships, when the relationships are real.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's the kind of connection that you exude and you always have.
Oh, thank you. He is such a nice dude too. Like, God.
Well, Martin is like, top notch. Let's be honest, man. Yeah. Shout out to Martin Garrix, dude, one of the best in the business on the planet. Yep. Last night I was at the show. When I talk about the Second Wind tour and the fact that these fans and just day ones are turning out and singing along to your stuff from your vantage point on stage. Gosh, man, how powerful is that?
Oh, it's been so fun. I think this is the first tour where I really like feel at home with the fans too and like comfortable. I think the first tour, like I had like 2 songs out, so they couldn't really sing along. I didn't know what the heck I was doing yet. You know, I went out and opened for like a year for Benson and Dean Lewis, and I think I really got like my bearings from that. Mm-hmm. This tour is the first time I'm like out of my head, just having fun. And on top of that, like I think what really makes it possible is the crowd, dude. They have been like, I mean, I put the album out a month ago. They've been singing every single word.
Every single word, dude.
I don't even know it that well. Like, I'm still trying to memorize some of the words, and they're, like, correcting me. And,
dude,
it's just, like, I couldn't ask for more. I'm so, so thankful for them. And,
I wrote down Gateway Drug as one of the songs that, I mean, I promise you, it was so loud in the venue. Well, you
That's
know what
awesome.
I mean? Yeah, to know and to see your words connecting.
Oh my gosh,
dude. And that's always been something that we've talked about, how ingrained you were in the stuff that you were doing, but to watch your words come to life.
Dude, thank you. Yeah, I also think like back in the band, we weren't really part of the writing process nearly as much as I would want to be. And I think that kind of built up this weird, like, unrealistic belief in me that, like, there's some, like, code and formula to crack of how a song actually gets into the human mind of the fan to make them want to sing. Like, there's just this wall up, and I think a lot of people, like artists trying to write, know what I'm talking about, where they're like, it's like there's some different quality they're adding to the hits, and I can debunk that right now. It's just not true, because these songs, when I went into this tour and even into releasing the album, I was so damn insecure about them because of that reason. I was like, well, these are just my songs. They, like, it's different now. These come from personal experiences, and like, I didn't know enough about like all the music out there to know how many people write from that vantage point. Yes. I only knew what I grew up on, and that was like the industry really having like a say in what songs happen and writing them kind of for us. And it was always like an unrealistic dream of mine to just like have my songs connect.
Isn't it
and
weird?
It's been so validating to just like be like, oh my God, like it's not rocket science. Like I'm making songs, I'm making music, and if it sounds like Daniel, then it's probably good enough, you know?
It is great enough.
And for anybody, if it, like, that would be my advice to writers or artists is like, if it sounds like you, it's probably good enough to just put out and try.
Now, to that, one of the notes that I wrote down is a song that means a lot. If I ever get to heaven, it means a lot.
Yeah.
And I know how difficult it is to want to put all of your energy and having the right words to say.
Yeah.
You know, where does that line kind of land when it's like, I got to keep some of these emotions to myself because they mean so much to me. But also, I want to be as vulnerable as I possibly can be in this moment.
Yeah, it is really hard to, I don't think, like, you can find all the right words to ever say. So I think it came down to me kind of, like, being like, if there's a day where I feel like I can summarize an emotion of what this feels like to maybe further help others, that would be the song that I would actually release, to talking about that whole situation. I wrote hundreds of songs about it, and some of them, you know, felt great for other reasons, some of them felt personal for some reasons, and this one just felt like it said something that could really help others. So that was like the full intent on dropping that one. And there were just like a couple things in my life that felt pretty like unavoidable, like something I had to speak about, you know, and that was one of them. I think like if I ever get to heaven, The Older You Get are probably like the two prime examples on the album of like, the rest of the album's almost like me just trying to like remain a kid, you know what I mean? And like fight for like, just like fight to like find that lighthearted kid again. But there were a couple moments that it's just like, this is like life that I shouldn't avoid talking about and, you know, kind of breaking down.
And you doing that, it has helped, and it continues to help so many people across the planet. Again, because it's like you're tapping into that real emotion that is you.
Yeah, thank you. That's like a very new side too of just like, I've never done that ever in my music.
How exciting is it to open that door, bro?
It's been just, again, like life changing. I say it every night before I do The Older You Get. Like when I made the song, the bar was so low of expectation of like it helping anyone else. I just like, to me, the goal of this album was like, it was a bit of a selfish album. I really wanted to make something for myself that just like felt like it explained me a bit more, and I did not expect it to just like connect the way it has.
The
it's
best
been,
pieces of work do that. Man. I mean, it's like you're going out, having fun on TikTok and watching these numbers just soar through the roof, and just connecting just based off of just the funny shit that you just that's who you are. It's like that's what the world is looking for. Something real to sink their teeth into, and you give us a bit of that. I got to talk about this moment that did happen last night where your ass was in my face.
When I was twerking.
You were twerking on a rail. You made your way up to the balcony.
I had this chair segment, and no.
You made your way up to the balcony, bro, and you fully, you fully.
I did something, you know.
You fully rock started out, man. Like, are things
to
like that?
To clarify, I wasn't twerking in his face.
No.
I went up to the second balcony, and I kind of like hung from a ledge, I guess.
And I've got video from the back side.
No, that's good.
I got video of your brother with a big smile on his face. Like, he's doing that shit right now. It was when you're in that performance mode, bro.
Yeah.
How freeing is it? Because it looks
gosh.
like it's just a release.
It's so fun. It's funny, like, the amount of times I question, like, minutes before I go up, if my voice, I got, like, some respiratory infection going on right now, and, like, 10 minutes before the show, I was like, I'm always calling my mom, and I'm like, Mom, I can't do this show. And she tells me all the time, like, you don't understand what adrenaline does for you. And I actually love adrenaline. Like, I work really well on it, and, like, it makes me, I guess, like, really aware of, like, very in control of my body. And it, like, it is really fun in the show, because I feel like I can, like, it feels like you're almost, like, in slow motion when you're performing.
Wow.
And you can think very clear and concise. Like, I'll be singing, thinking about, like, what I had for breakfast that day, but also thinking, like, 3 songs from now, what if I got on the ledge? And, you know, like, dude, all at once, like, because your mind is just, like, going, you know what I mean? And, like,
never thought about
oddly really peaceful for me. Like, when I'm there, I just feel like I'm thinking so much, but also, like, clear mind, and not, like, it doesn't feel like I'm thinking thoughts. I don't know. It's really, like, fun.
Well, I'll tell you that I don't know how the hell you pull it off when you go and you're playing every single instrument and you're using a looper.
It's the adrenaline, really. Don't ask me to do that outside of a show. My brain will be dead. Yeah.
Like, I can't do. But how fun is it to? And I've seen elements of this before when you were with the boys, even.
Yeah.
But now to bring this into your show, to just hop from instrument, to hop behind the drum kit,
the
guitar, you got the cello,
it's been a dream of mine for, like, a long time, to just, like, really find, like, the best way, I guess, to, like, showcase my gifts, like, the gifts I've been given. And it has been, like, also a dream of mine to just, like, be complimented on that side of me.
Yeah.
I've been complimented on, like, the boy band stuff a lot, and, like, I don't get me wrong, like, I feel very blessed to have that, but like, you know, like, like, there's been, like, a personal, like, desire of, like, how cool would it be if someone actually, like, you know, loved my cello playing. Like, that just felt, again, like, one of those outlandish things that couldn't happen. And this is, like, the first tour where I, like, you know, I really just jumped out in the deep end and tried something crazy, and it's been paying off, like, so much.
You're swimming with no floaties, bro.
Yeah. First show, though, like, if you don't go to the first one, because I was, like, shaking. I was like, I hope I can do this. Like, we also had 2 days of rehearsal before this tour, and I just had got the new looper. And poor Tyler, my brother's, like, my day-to-day manager, and I remember, like, getting so mad. I was like, I feel like I need another month with this thing. Like, I'm not ready.
The time isn't there.
They're like, we got to go out tomorrow. I'm sorry. And luckily, he was right. He was like, you got it. And I was like, no, I don't. He was like, yes, you do. And luckily, he was right.
let this be just another opportunity for me and for those that are in the room to reassure you, man, that as long as you continue to be yourself, and I'm telling you, you put your heart into it, man.
Thanks.
You will never fail.
Thanks.
You really, and that's what a true musician. When you tap into that, that's your superpower. And I've been blessed. To be, you know, just a tiny little bit of this journey. Like, really, man, it means the world to me because I know how much it means to you, and it has meant to you and the guys.
Thanks, man.
So, you know what I mean? Just continue to do that. And,
dude.
God, man, I'm at a loss of words now because we can keep on going on forever and ever. But, like, I tell you, Daniel, man, this is, like, the kindest, the most pure, the most amazing energy. And I think about
thank you, man.
And I think about, like, these moments, you know, vividly. Like, yo, this is, I'm proud of the young man that you become.
Thank you, man. I'm gonna give you
seriously. Dude, let's do this. While we give him a round of applause, give it up for Daniel Seavey, please, guys. Love you, man. Seriously.